You know what it is? Because, like, when you think about, you know, like, what Jesus is and what it means, and the planet shifting, and, the sun comes up and all that, like, the whole astrological story being told there, you know. I mean, it's everything. So then, like, if a guy actually existed who, like, let's say the whole story, like, played out like that, then what he would have been was, like, an existential choreographer. Like, he just lived out the story to just make that happen, like, in real life, by, like, planting things with what he did in his life, you know, into the fabric of the story so that it was an irrelevant distinction. You know what I mean? So that's all it really is. And then, like, whether it happened, like, right at the astrological age changing or not, like, you know, when you look at the words of what you had actually said, like, you know, he had it. Like, he got it. They didn't include it all, you know what I mean? Because it's just like, yeah. It's, like, better on the side. It's that, you know. I mean, they all have it, you know. They all have their thing off to the side. But, you know, I mean, it still tells it all. And if anybody thought of it at all, right? Like, whether it was a person that did it or not, or what, I mean, if you don't see that, that's irrelevant. It's like, how do I help you, you know? But it is irrelevant. And yet there's no reason to believe it couldn't have happened, you know? I mean, the rebirth, like, fuck, like, you know, if he rose from the dead, or if he was able to get that off. I mean, he had a twin, you know that, right? Like, you know, it wasn't a real tough trick. I hate to break it to you. But, you know, like, if he was able to get that off and then, like, make that actually happen at that time, you know, while saying all that, I mean, what the fuck is the difference? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's mastery over everything, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, I mean, you fucking get it or you don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to tell you. You know, when Jesus said he's the Son of God, do you know what he's saying? Do any of you know what he's saying? No, because you don't know what God is, you don't know what anything is, but it's fine. I'll tell you, listen up. Jesus was saying, there's nothing you can tell me. Right? Like, I know it all. Is that arrogant? No, I understand nature. I understand history. I understand every religion. I understand science. I understand infinite divisibility. So there's nothing science can teach me that isn't trivia that I don't already know. Like, there's nothing else to know. And not only that, but I know where mankind is headed when they know what I know. Right? Like, and they're not there because they don't know it. That's it. Like, that's all that's going on here. You understand? So that's what he was saying. And the proof of that is not in that he walked out of the grave when there's 4 different fucking accounts of how that even happened in your own goddamn book. But if he was that fucking genius, if there was really a person, you know, because if we get the astrological, you know, story and you know, the year and why it had to happen in Pisces and Aquarius, and like, we got all that, you know. But let's say there was a guy, and he was in a scene, you know, a vegetarian who lived around that time, according to Josephus and a couple others, but, you know, who really knows, right? Then all that would mean is that he choreographed real life to mirror the story and in a real way act it out. He just got the drop on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, the rising, you know, I mean, that's just part of the astrological story. Like, come on. Like, is anybody awake? You know? But nonetheless, he absolutely had a right to stand before them and say, no, I'm God. You're not, with your church and your government and your bullshit. Like, you don't know anything I don't know. Right? Kill him. I mean, you know, God, why have you forsaken me? Yeah, nothing magical is going to happen. That's the point of the story. Like, they can kill you, you know. Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. They're shot the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's just shot the fuck out. You think nature is here for your sensual pleasure, your amusement, and your convenience? Yeah, you're supposed to be the stewards. Like, it means you got a thumb. You know? That's all it is. You got a thumb. And a prefrontal lobe that can plan things. Which will allow you to either abuse things or create beauty. Like, what are we doing? What are you doing? It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not crazy. You're all crazy. I mean, it's like, dude, I get it. I get the point of the story. And like, I'm not mad at the Vatican or the British Crown or anybody who's helped shepherd humanity through their retardedness. Okay? I'm not. And I get it. And the stories are beautiful. And I love them. And I am them, you know? But like, when you go and you blindly just go through motions with no fucking thought for what is happening here and what it was supposed to teach you. Like, I mean, just, like, huh? God, like, I don't know how to, like, why do we fight about politics? And, I mean, there should just be an ergonomic efficiency that everybody abides to cooperate with everybody. I mean, we're at a place now, technologically, where we can see all the resources in the world. We can all be on the same team. It's not utopian. It's fucking common sense. Like, I mean, it's common fucking sense. It's the most obvious thing in the world. And you're not seeing it. Like, but you will. Because I'm gonna get more specific for you. You know? Like, and eventually, you're gonna see that you're just blind, but now you see.